Okay, so we finished up with the 20th. Okay. So all we have left now is to complete the rest. So what happened on the 22nd?
Customer B paid in full with cash for 15 mugs at $9.99 each.
Okay, so that's a separate transaction.
Oh, wait. Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, so customer B, sorry, I didn't have enough space, but maybe next time, or if you guys want to, space it out. But in this case, customer B paid for his order in cash. Now let's go ahead and see where customer B, we actually had the transaction for customer B. So it says here that we sold to him on the 12th. Okay? But what happened 3 days later?
We returned some.
We returned 30. So in this case, he's still valid for the 10% if he paid within 10 days. Now, when did he pay?
On the 10th day.
On the 10th day. So that means he gets to receive a discount for 10%. Now, 10% off of which amount? Okay, so we got to figure this out. We originally sold to him 60 items, but we can only discount him for the actual sale. So how much did he actually sell? Because we returned his money for half of it back. So in this case, we can only give him a discount off of the 30 that's remaining. Okay? So how are we going to journalize this? On May.
Well, we would start with cash because he paid with cash.
Good. Okay, we got cash. What else?
Accounts receivable.
Accounts receivable. Okay, that will be one of the accounts. Good.
Sales.
Sales tax.
Good. Sales. Okay, so I think Nicole said sales. Sales what?
No, I said sales tax.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah.
Oh, sales discount.
Yes. Right? Because we're giving him a discount. We're not, this person is because we granted this person a discount. But this discount anybody can get, right? Because it's not just strictly only customer B. Customer A could have gotten the 10% discount. You know, any customer that places it on an account will receive this discount. So in this case, this is a perfect example of a sales discount. It's not an allowance because they're not attempting to return anything. We're giving them their actual discount. Okay? Now let's go ahead and go up and review what this person owes us. Okay? So on the 12th, right, here's our our initial right here, right? We sold to him 60 mugs, right, for a total of $648.85. But then 3 days later, he decided to return 30 of those mugs. So we gave him his money back. So in this case, we returned him $324.43. So let's go ahead and calculate that so we know how much money that this person owes us. So in this case, right, we're going to say where are we? Right here. Accounts receivable is going to be for the original amount that he owes, which was the $648.85, subtract out what we refunded him. Okay, which was the $324.43. So therefore, he owes me $324.42. Okay, but here's the catch: he received a discount. He received a discount off of only 30 because that's what we actually sold to him, right? So if we only sold 30 mugs for $9.99, what is 10% of that?
$29.97.
Okay, so let's see. So how did you figure that out?
$299.70 times 10%.
So 3. Wait, what did you say? You said 299.70.
299.70.
Perfect. 299.70, and we're taking 10% of that because we're not including tax because you can't discount tax. So in this case, good. So we need to figure out what 30 times the 999, right? Times 10%, which we do get 29.97. Okay?
Wait, my computer was freezing.
Okay.
So for that one, it was the 30 times the 999
Uh-huh.
times the 10%.
Correct. Times the 10%.
And that was a 29.97. And then how did we get the 324.42?
That is because this is what we did. I took the original amount that we charged him for, right? Which was the $648.85, because that's what the original purchase was for. And then I subtracted out what I refunded to him for the 30 mugs, because he returned 30 mugs. So I just subtract those two numbers together to get the total amount that that person owes me. Okay? So that's where I got the 33.24.42. Yes, that would be the accounts receivable. Okay. What is my sales discount account number? Let's figure it out. Sales discount is 405. Okay. Now, because I am discounting the selling price by 10%, how much tax am I going to have to refund on top of this? Right? Because we originally charged him the tax for the full amount. But because we're giving a 10% back, how much we need to also do 10% of tax to be refunded, right? So in this case, what is the tax that I'm refunding as well? Or discounting for? 247. Good. So therefore, how much cash am I actually receiving from this guy? From customer B?
332.21.
332. Okay, that's adding.
I'm really lost real quick.
Okay.
So the sales tax was the round and it was the 29.97. Oh, times the sales.
Yes, because we need to refund for the amount that we're returning or discounting the item for, because we charge them tax based on the actual price. But if I'm discounting my item, I have to give back the tax as well. Okay, I can't keep this money because in reality, I only sold to him less than 324. I told him 299 something, right?
Right.
So therefore, if I charged him only $2.99, the tax on that is going to be significantly lower. So in this case, to solve for it, excuse me, I'm just going to calculate how much tax was for the amount that I am discounting for, which gave me 247. All right. So to calculate, what was that?
No, go ahead. That's what I was going to ask you. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then to solve for what we collected from the customer, right? We're going to take how much he originally owes me because we know he owes me this much.
Right.
And I'm going to subtract the discount because that's the 10% that we offered. We also have to give back the tax on top of that. So therefore, I'm going to be collecting from customer B $291.98.
Okay, got it.
Okay? Because he's not going to give me for the full amount. He earned that 10% discount. So therefore, it's going to be discounted by this much. Right? Everyone good? All right.
Yes.
So I'm going to go ahead and make a note here that customer be paid in full with 10% discount. Okay. So we're close to reaching the bottom of our page 2. So let's go ahead and see what the next scenario what happened next. So on the 22nd of May, what else did we do?
For $9.99 for cash.
Okay, let's see if we have enough. Let me see. We got cash, sales, sales tax, and description. So yes, we do have enough for this transaction. So once again, we received cash, and we had a sales, and we charged sales tax. Okay. And this is going to be on the same day, so May 22nd. But this time, how many cups did we sell?
15.
We only sold 15. So I'm going to modify this real quick, saying that we sold 15 mugs. Okay. So what is my total sales?
$149.85.
Good. What is my tax?
$12.36.
Good. So what's my total amount of cash I should be receiving?
$162.21.
Excellent. Okay.
Can you give me a second to catch up, please?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay. So now that we completed our page 2, so we're moving on to page 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what has happened next. So here we can verify that it's already been like 2 days, 3 days. Okay, so the next scenario here is the 25th. Okay, so from here we haven't seen a return or a refund at all. So we're safe to assume that the purchase that we made on the 20th has completely went through and it's valid. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and update my inventory just so that I don't forget about that my 400 at $3 is good. So here I'm going to transfer it over here because we made no returns or allowances to this 400 batch, and we know it's $3 each, right? Because we got 1,200. So this one I know for sure is good to go. There's no additional things I need to fix for it. Okay. So just updating my inventory just so then when I do calculate my goods available or my cost of goods sold, I know that this batch is solid. Okay. So going back to the scenario, so what has happened on the 25th of May?
We had a sale, then all mugs are 30% off discounts, and we end up selling 175. But it doesn't say what amount. It just says cash.
Okay, well, what is the original selling price? What have I been selling the mugs for?
Oh, for $9.99.
Yeah. But because we get a 30% discount, are we really collecting the $9.99?
No.
No. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So I sold 175 mugs, right? But I also have a sale. All right, so let me see, 525. Okay, what did I receive for these sales?
Of the $9.99 that we sell them?
Mm-hmm. So how did I get paid?
Cash.
Yes, we gotta recognize cash. Okay. I still have to recognize sales as sales, right? Because of um, the whole going on concern assumption, right? You still do business as usual. So we're still going to recognize the sales at $9.99. However, what are we going to be also looking at?
Sales discount.
We got to look at the sales discount. Okay, right. The sales discount here is going to be the 30% off of the amount of sales. Okay, so here, sales, and what is the last thing that we need to charge?
Taxes.
Yes. Sales tax payable. Okay, so let me take a second here to enter in my account numbers. Cash is 102. Sales discount is 405. Sales is 401. And sales tax is 230. So let's go ahead and just let's do this one step at a time. What's my first thing is I need to figure out how much was my actual total sales at its original price. So if I sold $175, I'm sorry, 175 mugs for a total of at the original price of $9.99, what's my grand total that I sold?
1,748.25.
Excellent. So now that I have that number, right? Let me go ahead and format this real quick. Now I need to figure out what's 30% of that amount. What's my discount going to be?
That would be the 1748.25 times the 30%.
Correct. Right? That's my discount amount. So what am I going to be discounting? What's my total amount?
524.48.
524.48. Okay. I'm going to equal around that just to be safe. Okay, there you go. 524.48. All right. So now the next thing is we have to actually calculate how much tax we're going to be charging. Now, if you guys remember from before, which amount can we actually be taxed at? Are we going to tax for the original full price, or are we going to be taxing on the discounted amount?
So
Discounted.
we would,
Correct. So in this case, to figure it out, I'm going to take my 1748.25. I'm going to subtract out my discount, right? And then now I'm going to multiply it by my 8.25%.
96 cents.
$1.96. That's how much tax I'm going to be charged at. So in other words, yeah, that's how much tax we're going to be charged at. So in grand total, how much cash should I actually be receiving?
$1849.21.
Okay,
Wait a minute. Yeah, no,
let's
never mind. Yeah, I forgot to take off 524.
1324.73.
1324.73 is exactly what I got. So here we're looking at the discounted amount plus the tax. Or in this case, if you know the whole debits equal your credits, then that's also going to help you figure out what this value is. Remember, we're taking a discount. So this 1748 is not what we're going to receive. We're going to receive lower than that because we offered a discount. Okay? So that is perfect. Right? And then I'm going to go ahead and make a note here that there was a Memorial Day sale, 30% discount. Okay. Right.
Did we include how many mugs we sold?
You can. Oh yes, you can. And then sold 175 mugs. Okay. So here we recognize that my sales discount is 30%. I sold a total of 175 mugs. There you go. We got the sales, the original sales, the discounted amount, and the tax plus how much cash we're going to be actually receiving. Okay? Good. Okay, let's see what happened next on the same day. Oh, wait, no. We're done with the same day. So then what happened on the 28th of March?
Customer C wanted to buy all 50 black mugs from you. You offer him an additional 10% discount, and he paid with a credit card, Visa.
Okay. So how are we going to do this time? Okay. So here, they decided to just buy off all the black mugs. And because of that, we decided to give them an additional 10% discount. So how am I going to recognize this?
Would it be, since it's a credit card, I know it's not it's accounts receivable?
Do they owe us money?
Oh, no, they paid. We consider that cash?
What do you know? What happens when a customer charges on their credit card? Where does the money go?
Checking.
It's instantly to our checking account. Okay? Now, they owe the credit card company, but they don't owe us anything because they use the credit card company to pay in advance. So in this case, we collected our money, and it's going to go straight to our checking account. Good question. Okay? So that's exactly how we set up. Usually, if you do plan on charging your customers or using a credit card company, now whatever credit card company that you do utilize, they're going to want some piece of your profits. So you want to be very careful on who you want to allow to collect the money for you. So essentially what Visa, MasterCard, American Express, whatever, if you accept those kind of form of payments, you have to pay a percentage to them because they're essentially collecting the money for you and they're the ones that are responsible to get the money from the customer. So they're doing basically like an advance payment to you. They collected the debt for you. So in this case, you have to create some kind of agreement saying, I'll give you 2% of all of my sales if you can just give me the money as soon as possible. So that is the one thing that you need to know if you do plan on allowing acceptance of credit cards, that you have to know that you have to pay the credit card company a certain portion, either whether it's a flat rate or a percentage of your sales, because what they're doing is they're essentially getting the debt, they're collecting the debt from the customer instead of the other way around. You're guaranteed the money on the other end. The credit card company, is they're going to be collecting whatever debt that they collect from the customer. So they're responsible for any debt that goes bad. We are not responsible. All we're responsible is for giving them a cut of the sales for collecting the debt for us. So just a little FYI, it's not free to use a credit card company. Okay. So with that being said, it goes directly to our checking account, so we can check mark off that. Now, there's also a few things that we have to look at too. We offered him a 10% discount because they bought out all of our black coffee mugs. Okay? So, how am I going to journalize this?
Checking.
Yes, we're going to recognize checking. So this is the 28th. We're going to recognize checking because credit cards go instantly to our checking account, which is check 101. Okay. What else is it we're going to recognize? Sales, okay.
Sales discount.
Sales discount, yes. In this case, we're going to give this guy a sales discount. Anybody could have gotten this discount. It's not a return or allowance because he didn't purchase it in the first place, nor did he accumulate an allowance. This is a pure discount, right? Anybody could have gotten this if someone wanted the black mugs. Okay, so sales tax payable. Okay. So in this case, what was my total sales if I sold all 50 mugs? And let's just say I sold it for the original same price, $9.99.
It'd be $4.99.50.
$4.99.50, okay? And the discount, how much was the discount for?
10%.
10%. So here we could go ahead and find out what 10% of $49.50 is.
$49.95.
Okay, so times 10%, comma 2. So $49.95. Okay, good. How much tax are we being charged?
$37.09.
Okay, so remember it's based on the discounted amount. So 37.09. Good. So how much cash am I actually going to be receiving? Or I'm sorry, credit. How much is actually going to go into my bank account?
$400, 486 and 64 cents.
486.64 is correct. Let's double check. 9. So let's just double confirm. Does 64.95 equal to 59? Yes, it does. 4 plus 5 is 9. 6 plus 9 is 5. So good. Our numbers match. All right, I'm going to fill in my accounts now. So accounts discount was 405. Sales was 401. And my
Did we get the sales again?
sales. How many mugs did we buy? Or did we sell?
I mean sales tax, sorry.
Okay. Let me undo that real quick.
So
Okay.
that would equal, we would round it.
Mm-hmm. I didn't equal round this one.
Okay.
I mean, you can go. You definitely equal round it if you want to.
Go ahead and go around it so I can practice it. We go around
Mhm.
parentheses and then it was the 49, 499 minus $49.95, right?
Mm-hmm.
The decimal.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, see? I got the thing way different.
okay, so equal round. Okay, so you have to be very specific on your transaction. So in this case, I had to double your parentheses because I want to make sure that I calculate the 499.50 minus the 49.95 first, and then multiply it by the tax. So order of operations is very, very important, especially when it comes to Excel. So what we did was we told Excel basically 499 50, right, minus the 49.95 times the sales tax. In this case, yeah, you kind of have to be very specific on this one.
Okay, it was the double parentheses that threw me off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I got that one.
Okay.
And the checking
Equal these two plus together minus this number here. Or however you understand it. If it's the original sales amount minus the discount plus the, okay, good. So you got 486.64.
Yes.
Okay. So then I'm gonna go ahead and write here, customer C sold 50 black mugs.
Customer C bought 50 black mugs.
Or you could say bought or sold 50 black mugs, $9.99 at 10% discount. Or for 10% discount. Disc. However way you want to do it, I think I'm going to put a comma so you kind of understand. It's customer C, right? We sold 50 black mugs for $9.99 each for a 10% discount. Okay. Everyone good so far?
Yes.
All right. So lastly, let's see what happened here. So lastly, on May 30th, you paid off all 3 bills that you owe to Cuppy's Co. all on one check, number 201. So this is where you're going to have to go back through all of your information because we had a bunch of returns and a bunch of purchases, right? So in this case, what I'm supposed to do is I'm going to go ahead and create another worksheet, right? In this one, I'm going to create essentially a ledger account just so then I'm able to see what had happened, right? So I'm going to call this, I'm going to put the date here. All right. I guess you could put notes here. Your debit balance and a credit balance with another debit and another credit. So this is something I did that once again something that we're going to learn in when we get to the fictitious business. But I'm going to pretend that this is going to be my account payable account. So this is going to be reflecting of a ledger. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just format it here, but it's supposed to be, remember when we talk about the ledger, it looks identical to a journal. However, we have what's called a running balance. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and highlight this and bring it a couple down and put lines around them. I don't know. I'm just creating a random table. All right, I'm going to shrink this so we can fit it all in there. There we are at, okay? So now let's go ahead and go through everything that we see in our journal, because the ledger comes after the journal, if you guys remember the accounting cycle. So let's take a look. First thing that we did was on May 1st. Okay? May 1st, we purchased our inventory on an account for a total of $14.25. So in my ledger, I'm going to go ahead and make a note that on May 5th, I purchased inventory, okay? Or in this case, mugs, okay? And I credit my account for $14.25 because that's how much my account balance was. All right? And because this part is that we have a credit balance, right? If we started at 0, therefore my balance in my accounts payable should reflect as $14.25. Okay? So then what happened next? Let's go to back to my journal. Sorry about that. So then on May 5th, I made a purchase returns and allowances, which decreased my accounts payable for $39.75. So in here, I'm going to go back to my little inventory worksheet, my little ledger account, and I'm going to note that on May 5th, I had a purchase returns. All right, and because I decreased my accounts payable, I decreased it by what was it, $39.75? I decreased it by $39.75. Okay, so in this case, I decreased it by $39.75. Now, this will not be taught until later on, but how we figure out what the running balance is, that we understand that we have to take our previous amount. All right. Any credit will increase my accounts payable, and any debit would decrease my accounts payable, right? So here we're looking at putting in that formula. We recognize that now for this particular bill, it's only for $13.85.25 now, which remember is what we calculated down in our inventory worksheet, right? That's exactly how much we owe right there. Okay?
So the debit would increase?
Decrease. Accounts payable is what you owe, right? And when we debit what we owe, we decreased our liability. So here we decreased our amount to be $13.85.25. Okay? Right. So then let's go ahead and take a look at the next time we made a purchase. I believe we made a purchase on the 8th, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. The 8th, right here, we made another purchase of inventory, right? So we increased another accounts payable to be an additional $737.50. So if I go to my account here, right? It is May 8th, and I purchased more inventory. Or purchased more mugs. So therefore, I increased another liability by $3 by 737.50. So in this case, because I've placed in my formula to be my previous amount, right? If I have a credit, it's going to increase. If I have a debit, it's going to decrease. So in this case, if I purchased more inventory and I placed it on an account, therefore I increased my accounts payable now to 2122.75. Right? That's these two numbers added together because now I have more debt.
Wait, can you go back to the formula that you used right now?
So I took my previous amount. Okay? I'm going to add,
Right?
yeah, the 1385.25, right? I'm going to add anything that's a credit because credits increase my account, right?
Okay.
And I'm going to subtract any debits because in this case I don't have a debit, but I do have a credit. It's going to increase my amount that I owe, right? My accounts payable. So if I go ahead and press enter, there you go. Now it should be 2122.75. And what you can do here too is you're able to drag that formula out. Okay? So then the next time I click on this one, it's going to take my 2122, it's going to add any credits and subtract any debits. Okay? So that's
Can you click it one more time for me, please? Sorry.
which one? Any of them?
For the May 8th, wouldn't it just be the 1385 minus the 737?
Not minus, we're adding because this is another bill that we just
I mean,
purchased.
adding, yeah, credit.
Mhm.
So it would be the 1385 plus the 737.50, right?
Mhm.
Where would the C7 come from?
That's when you
Right
sub
here.
C7. See this one?
Your
C7. C7.
Why are you subtracting that? That's where I'm confused.
Okay, so remember, my running balance. So that means if I put this formula in, so notice this. If I were to, let's say I have a credit, right, of $50. If I type that in there, it's going to automatically calculate. So as long as I have these two things, if I say I have another return, right, it's going to keep decreasing my account. If I purchase another $300, it's going to increase my account. So this is just to save you a little time instead of having to calculate each one individually. What I did was I said that it's going to be my previous balance, add any of my credits, subtract any of my debits. So that means wherever I place my debit or credit, right, it's either going to add or subtract depending on what my situation is. Okay? So instead of having to recalculate each one individually because let's say I don't have a debit but I do have a credit, I don't have to calculate it over and over and over again. In this case, it doesn't matter what I enter in either in my debit or my credit. It's going to calculate for me automatically because it's just a saying that if I have nothing in my credit, it's going to add 0. Okay?
Oh, so you're just basically setting up the rule.
Though, yes. Yes, I'm setting up the running balance. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and erase that because we want to make sure that we look. Okay, so there. So here, I added another bill, right? I charged another account, another bill for $737.50. Okay? Now, let's see what happened next that very same day. What happened next? Oh, sorry. There you go. What happened next on that very same day?
return 50 mugs.
Yep. I didn't return. I got an allowance for $20. So therefore, I decreased my accounts payable once again because I debited it, right? I'm lowering my debt. So in this case, I'm going to recognize the same day, right? May 8th. But this time, I got a purchase allowance. Okay? And because I decreased my account by $20.63, because now that I've put it into my debit account, it's going to take my previous amount of $21.22. It's going to add 0, but it's going to subtract $20.63, giving me an account balance of $21.02.12. You see that? So then I don't have to always keep going back and calculating it back and forth. Okay? Good with me so far? Again, this won't come into play until later on, but because I wanted to make sure you guys understand where these numbers come from, instead of having to calculate each bill individually, then adding them all up, here you go. It's a perfect example of how to utilize the ledger, right? We're entering in bill number 1. I returned from bill number 1. Then I entered in bill number 2. And now I've returned something from bill number 2. Okay?
To me, this is kind of like balancing the checkbook.
Exactly. Correct. And that's what we're going to be looking at, again, in the fictitious business. We're going to be balancing every single account that exists in Coffee Cafe.
Is this gonna be on our test?
No. It will be on your final, though. Okay? So, now that we're there, we have one more transaction left, right? We made our final purchase on the 20th of May, right? So we increased our account once again by $1,200. So in this case, let's see. So we added on May 20th, we increased by purchasing another purchase of mugs.
Why wouldn't we do the account, why wouldn't we do May 12th?
What happened May 12th?
Accounts receivable. Oh, cause that's a purchase.
That's we sold to a customer. Okay, we're only dealing with anything that has to do with our accounts payable. Okay, so there we are. Now I made another purchase of mugs, which increased my liability by $1,200, right? So therefore, I have now an account balance of $3,302.12. Okay, so I don't need this one. So $3,302.12. We didn't make any returns or any allowances to this exact batch right here. So the amount that I owe to Cuppies Co. is a grand total of $3,302.12. Okay? Now,
Can we get a discount?
good. I was just about to talk about that right now. Okay? Now let's take a look carefully. If our purchase is on May 1st, right, and we were given terms, did we meet the discount or did we fail to meet the discount?
We
5%.
failed. We didn't get that discount.
No, we did not get this discount, but the whole thing is due on the 30th. Right? You only give 30 days. So this one is due for sure. Okay? But we decided to pay all of them all in one shot. So in this case, we don't get a discount because we paid after the 15 days, right? We were supposed to pay on the 15th and we didn't do that. Okay? So the first one does not get a discount. Okay? What about the 8th? Okay? Do I get a discount here? No. I also missed it here, right? Because let me see, the 8 plus 15 would be 22. I would have to pay on the 22nd, which I didn't pay on the 22nd. So I missed this discount here. Okay. However, what about on the 20th? Did I meet the discount here?
Yes.
Yes, you did. We purchased 400 mugs at $2.80 each. Freight giving you $80. So here we get a 10%, 5% discount. Okay? Because we paid within 15 days, right? We paid 10 days after. So in this case, we do get a discount here for 5%. So let's go to our inventory worksheet because we also have to calculate our discount. So here we are. We received a discount. So discounts obviously doesn't affect our quantity, but how much was the actual purchase price for each individual item? What did we purchase each item for?
280.
$2.80, right? So here, you can calculate the discount off of the total amount. So we have a total of the $11.20, right? And we're gonna get a 10% discount off of that. So what is that? Oh, I'm sorry, 5%. My bad, 5% discount. So what's 5%? $56. Okay, that's our discount off of that 400. So in this case, we did actually adjust our inventory right here, right? We received a 5% discount. So therefore, we're gonna go from 1200 minus that 56 because we got a discount off of this. So therefore, we need to recalculate this number right here, right? Because now we have a new total cost. We have a new total cost of $11.44. Okay, so that's taking my total cost of the 1200, right? Or in this case, I discounted 1120, right? Minus 56. All right. Should give you 900 something or 1000 something. And then I add my $80, so therefore I'm at a grand total of $11.44 even. Okay. So now I have to resolve for my cost per item to be a total of now
286.
286. Okay, even, perfect. Okay, so remember, this is discounted now. All right, there it is. All right, so now let's go ahead and now we can finally journalize it. Okay, so journal. Okay, so we're paying it all on one check, right? So what's the first thing I have to recognize?
Will we go back to the other worksheet that accounts payable to fix it there as well?
Why would we do that?
Because we're writing a check and we just figured out we get $56 off.
Right, but when do we actually place the discount? Why did we receive this discount?
For paying it early.
Because, exactly. So in this case, it doesn't go towards the accounts payable. The accounts payable is whatever you owe, but you're going to take the discount and it's going to counter against the accounts payable. So that's where you have to understand when you're doing discounts, it doesn't.
No. And then, because we got the other ones, we got the $39.75, we got the $20.63, and we just figured, like, because what I'm trying to say, if you write the check for $3,302 and what, that's where I'm getting confused, because we just figured out we just got discount and we fixed our inventory. We're
Correct.
still writing them a full check without a discount.
No, we're not. No, we're not. Okay, so in this case, we adjusted our accounts payables because they charged us in the first place and we got a refund. Now, did they charge us for the full 1200 yet? No, they didn't. So therefore, you don't need to adjust your money because you're not. If you're correct, if you paid them the full 200, the full 1200, then yes, you'll get your money back for the $56. But in this case, we didn't pay them yet. All right, it will make sense. Let's go ahead and just do the journal, and it will make sense. Okay, so first thing that we're gonna recognize is the amount that we owe, right? So we already calculated it here. Okay, so accounts payable is 201. So what was the grand total that we owe?
3302 and 12 cents.
Perfect. Okay, we're gonna write them a check, right? So obviously checks come directly out of our checking account. Okay. What else do we need to recognize? Are we gonna write them a full check?
No, there's a discount.
No, there's a discount. So there you go, Felipe. I hope that answered your question right here, that we need to acknowledge that there was a purchase discount. Okay. So what is this? What's the account number for purchase discount?
Five, five, five.
Okay. And that purchase discount was for the $56, right? So therefore, how much am I actually going to be writing my check out for?
$32.46 and 12 cents.
32.46 and 12 cents. So here I did not write them a full check for the 33.02.12. I wrote them a check for 32.46.12. So therefore I wrote a check $56 less. Let me double check this. 33.02.12, yeah. Okay. So does that answer your question, Felipe? That
Yes.
yeah, because we didn't pay in advance. We didn't pay for the 1200. If we paid the 1200, they would have sent us a check back for $56 because we should have gotten the discount right then and there. But in this case, I didn't pay them yet. So now that I'm paying them, I'm like, wait. I should deserve a discount. So I'm holding back that discount and I'm paying them less for what I actually truly owe them. Okay. So then again, yes? Any questions? You had a question?
I had the discount and then the checking. My numbers are switched up somewhere. So the discount was the $56.
Mm-hmm.
The checking was from, where did we get the 32.46?
32.46. We just subtracted the 33.02.12 with the 56. Yeah, because this is how much I owe, right? But I'm not writing that a check that for that amount. I'm writing $56 less. So that's what I did. I just took the 3302 and subtracted the 56 to get my total amount that my check is going to be for.
32.46. Okay, got it.
Okay. So then, once again, my note here is going to be Cuppies Co. because that's who I paid. Okay. And I'm going to say I paid with check number 201, like the description said. And I'm going to recognize that I received 5% discount on purchase made on May 20th. Okay. Right. Good. So any questions in regards to this one? Okay.
A lot to take in.
Yes. Okay, and that's why this is a chapter 5 and 6. So we're combining not only purchase returns, purchase discounts, we're also doing sales returns and sales discounts. So again, this is everything that you need to learn. All right? And this is what happens in real life, right? When you pay for something and you receive a discount, you got to recognize it. If you sold something and they had a discount, you have to recognize it. So this is a perfect example. Okay? All right. Last but not least, we need to recognize the one thing. So you have a total of 700 units on hand. So let's, last thing here on the May 30th. Okay, you have a total of 700 units on hand. So let's go ahead and go to our inventory worksheet and let's work this out. Okay, so ending balance, I have 700 units. So let's go ahead and calculate my totals. So here, what is my total amount of purchases that I purchased originally?
1150.
1150. What was my total purchase price?
$3,132.50.
Good. What was my total freight?
230.
230. And lastly, what is my total purchase total cost?
33.62
Good. Okay. Now that's just my total purchases. Okay. There's few things I need to recognize here. Okay. So I have that. Now here is going to be obviously my inventory on hand, so we can calculate that later. But we need to calculate our total returns and allowances. So what was the total amount that I returned? 15. Okay, what was my total cost of my refunds and returns and discounts? $116.38. Now I'm going to highlight this so then you guys can kind of separate what my totals are. I'm going to highlight it to a nice blue color. Okay, so that's my total here. And let's go ahead and I guess I'll highlight this one too, just so then you guys know these are totals. Okay, so let's go ahead and solve for my information here. What was my total quantity I purchased?
1150.
At a total purchase price of
31.32.
I had returns of 15, costing me a total of the 116.38. Okay. So here once again I need to do a calculation because these are my refunds. Okay. So here I started out with 1150 minus 15 gives me a grand total of
11.35.
1135. Same thing here. what is my total minus my total cost now?
30.16 with 12 cents.
30.16 12 cents. Good. Freight once again does not increase in quantity, but it does increase in cost of 2.30. Okay. So therefore, what is my total net purchases?
35.
Oh no, that's right. 11.35 at a grand total cost of
32.46 and 12 cents.
good. All right. Once again, we're assuming that we're starting our company from scratch, so there is no beginning inventory. We're going to pull down our net purchases that we solved from above to give us our grand total of goods available. So you're going to add these two numbers together, but because we have no beginning inventory, it's just going to be the exact same numbers. Okay? So this is your total goods available, which up here, right? I'm going to go ahead and solve this real quick, right? So then I can see, go ahead.
Okay, so we got the goods available, and then where did you go after that?
Right up to the middle section. So this is my goods available up here, right? I'm just going to calculate it. I'm just going to verify that this is my goods available by adding up this column, right? Of my 485 plus my 250 plus my 400. I'm verifying that my goods available is my box up here. Okay. So there, I should have my goods available should be 11.35, which boom, that is correct, right? I'm also going to solve for my total cost here of my goods available, right? So I'm going to equal sum, right? I made my adjustments here, so I should get the total of 32.46.12, which boom, they match. Okay, so we know for sure that my goods available is my top column above here, and they match 100%. Okay. So now let's go ahead and solve for a cost of goods sold. So if I started with 11.35 and I have 700 left, how many items did I sold?
435.
435. Okay. So I have 435. Okay. So let's go ahead and solve for my cost of goods sold. So looking up here, right, I have batch number 1 at 485, batch number 2 at 250, and my last batch of 400, right? What costing method am I using? LIFO. So let's go ahead and solve for my amounts here. So I'm going to go ahead and just put them line in line that this is my cost of goods sold. Okay. So first things first is which batch I'm going to take out from first? The 400. So 400 right there. And because we know it's going to cost 286, we know for a fact that we're taking the whole thing, so it should equal the 1144. Okay, we should just know that.
So we're just taking those numbers and putting them down right now, right?
Yes. Yes, this is my goods available up here, right? If you want to, you can format this to merge them and say this is your goods available. Just the indicator, so you know, goods okay, and then you can do another one here to indicate this is your cost of goods sold. Right? Cost of goods sold. Okay, just so you know which box belongs to what box. Okay. So here's my cost of goods sold. So here I know for a fact I'm taking out my full 400 because that's the last batch I recently purchased. Right? And since I'm taking the whole batch, I automatically know that that cost is going to cost me $11.44. Okay. Now, how many more do I need to sell to get me my grand total of $435?
35.
35.
You need to sell 35. So 35. Now, which batch am I going to take it out from?
The 250.
From the 250. 250, yes. So what's my cost per item going to be? We're going to pull that information from right above. This one, because it's complicated numbers, we're going to have to equal round this one. So equal round. We're going to take 35, right? That's the quantity I sold at a cost per unit of 286,748. Okay? And I'm going to round it to 2 decimal places. So, how much did it cost me to sell 35 items?
$100.36.
$100.36, which here we can go ahead and tally up those two numbers to give us our total of cost of goods sold to be $1244.36. So I can copy that number right over. Okay. So then what should be my ending inventory?
$700.
I got $2,001.76.
$2,001.76, right? All I did was take my goods available of my 3246.12, subtract out my 1244.36 to get me a grand total of ending balance to be 2001.76. All right? Yay, we finished our inventory worksheet. So now we need to complete the last thing, which is our conversion entry. So we reached the end of May. How is my conversion entry going to look like?
Inventory.
Okay,
Goods.
take a look at your chart of accounts. Do we have the
Oh, no, this one. Oh, sorry.
yes, yes, yes.
Oh, okay.
Do we have just inventory?
No.
What do we have?
Cost of goods sold.
We do have cost of goods sold.
Mugs.
Mugs, right? Our inventory is going to be just straight up mugs. Okay. Nope, I was there. Oh, nope, I was there. So, first thing is we're going to recognize our inventory, which in this case is our mugs. For account number 150. Like we've mentioned before, we recognize that we have to recognize our cost of goods sold. Okay? Cost of goods sold, which is account number 501. Okay. What else do we need to recognize?
Purchase expense.
Purchase expense,
Freight expense.
freight expense, okay? See, purchase expense was account 551 and 511. 551 and 511. Okay? What else do we have to recognize? not sales, and not tax. No, because this is a vendor, right? Did we get charged sales tax?
No.
No.
Our returns,
What kind of, okay, good. Returns. Good.
allowances, and discounts.
Perfect. Purchase, returns, and allowances. And we have to also recognize our purchase discounts. Good. Purchase discount. So purchase returns and allowances was account number. I know the discount was 5555.
406.
406. But I think that's sales.
556.
556. Okay. So let's go ahead and plug in our numbers. What was my ending inventory? What was my balance for that?
Ending inventory,
Mm-hmm.
$2,001.76.
Good. What was my total cost of goods sold?
$1,244.36.
Good. What was my total purchase returns and allowances? Without the discount.
1638.
1538. So I'm going to calculate this one plus this one to get 6038. Good.
What did you do? That's not what I said.
Oh, you didn't say 6038? Okay. So here, I'm only looking for just my returns and allowances. Okay. So I just added these two numbers here. The 3975 and the 2063 because those are just my returns and allowances, right? My discount was for the 56, which we can't calculate because it's a separate account. So I just added these two numbers together. Okay. And then my discount was again for the 56. So we recognize that, right? The discount was $56. Okay. Two separate accounts. One for returns and allowances and one for the discounts.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm. Right? What was my total purchases? My total original purchases.
That would be the 3132.50.
Correct. And then lastly, what was my total freight?
Would be the 230.
Good. So let's go ahead and do our duty and check to make sure that our debits match our credits. In this case, I got $3,362.50 on my left, $3,362.50 on my right. So this is perfect, okay? And I'm also going to write here, conversion entry for periodic inventory. Okay. Boom. And that is how you complete this chapter 5 and 6 exercise. We got to take a look at all the purchases that we made, right? We dealt with purchase returns and allowances as well as a purchase discount. We looked at sales at the same time too, right? We noticed that the sales don't affect anything with our inventory worksheet. However, we got to take a look at what happens when we deal with customers on a cash level and at a credit level. And we also looked at what a sales discount does and a sales returns and allowances does. So other than that, any questions in regards to chapter 5 and chapter 6?
practicing on this tomorrow, right?
No, this is it.